This video is very centered around fine arts specifically. You could use this advice, everything with a grain of salt, of course, for any genre of craft or artistic expression, but I can only talk about what I've done, my personal experience, fine art centric, and art drives everything, producing actual work. And then you can start marketing and branding yourself and selling things to create income to turn it into your full-time job. But there's a lot of factors that play in to actually making money from your art. You can be the best painter in the world and still not make money, right? The world is super different now than like even 10 years ago, 5 years ago when I started. There are many ways to make money through being an artist, and there's also many different ways to market and brand yourself. And if you do want to switch from full-time, like my situation, I went to like 3 different universities, and then I left, went home, got a job at a restaurant for 2 years, and slowly built an art studio and was doing YouTube pretty much full-time and art full-time while working at the restaurant. And then eventually it slowly transitioned to me doing this full-time, YouTube, painting, the business I have now 5-6 years later. But you have to be honest with yourself about, a creative passion hobby and then a full-time job and career making money. And you just have to realize there's a big difference there. And so this video, I'm going to be talking mostly about branding, because the way I think about it, the transition to full-time artists, you have kind of 3 categories. You have the artwork, right? The art you make, the awesome work, whatever genre or medium, again, that you like to make and that other people like, okay? And then there's kind of marketing. There's marketing that artwork, exposing and branding your artwork. You could expose the final product, you could market the process, how you make the artwork, and you could also market and brand yourself, the person making the art, right? There's all these stories and story and narrative drives interest around your artwork. And then third, but again, most important, again, if you want to make money, is making money from the artwork. And so you could do that by selling your artwork original. You could sell art prints, make videos, and use social media to leverage viewership for sponsorships and other ways. There's Patreon. You could build a community around your artwork. There's merchandise. There's many different ways to actually make the money. So the first kind of category, the actual artwork itself, all my videos are about me making artwork. I'm not going to tell you how to make your own artwork, okay? This video is more about how to transition to a full-time artist and my process specifically. And the most important thing is not the bottom one either, making money, it's the marketing and branding, because without the marketing and branding, you're never going to actually make the money. So my kind of path was, I love to paint, I love to also make videos, all right? So I became a consumer of YouTube, and then also started being interested in the business side. I started uploading videos of my artwork pretty consistently, and it could be subjective whether you think the content 4 or 5 years ago was high quality or not. I increased my skills throughout the years in video making, in photography, those are branding techniques, but also my artwork. So increased at both. And I also learned how to market myself online. And so market myself online, obviously social media, the biggest tool. And that's kind of obvious. That's not what I want to talk about. If you're not on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, or Facebook posting your artwork, I don't know what you're doing. But even more in depth than that, the actual content strategies to post on those platforms. And so I'm going to be using Canva, which is, I'm a brand ambassador for Canva, and I would never, go this in depth into something if I didn't think it was actually extremely worthwhile for, again, fine artists, the absolute best tool to help you create content, to post your work, to showcase your work. It's just the best thing. So we're going to go through a lot of what Canva has to offer to help facilitate content strategy, branding, and exposing your artwork. So I want to briefly talk about what Canva.com is and what it has to offer before we implement, its awesome tool. So on the website right now, Canva.com, it's a place to showcase your work, beautifully. That's the slogan. And it kind of has 3 main pillars and prongs you could see on their homepage. Showcase with these unbelievably professional proprietary mockups, the technology they have. That in itself is worth the membership. There's a 2-month free membership. to test out everything on Canva in the description. So you should take advantage of that. 2 free months, you can't lose. But that's just one of the pillars. We also have this organization tab that they have for artwork, and then they also have website building tools where it gets you your own website address and you upload your artwork, and it's all integrated. So it all starts with sort of uploading your artwork, because you can't use the 700 plus rooms that Canva has without uploading your artwork first. So everything starts with the My Artwork tab. You can see I have all this artwork in here, and we're gonna upload a few new paintings. So I have my latest painting, which I did of the elf, and I also have my 2 prints that are available on my website right now. So we're gonna insert all this stuff. This is an important part where you identify and label everything. So this is 18 by 24 in inches. This print is 16 by 20. This is 22 by 14. And so now that it's in here, right, we did the basic thing. We have this tab over to the right where there's a lot more information, which is really amazing. So we have the name, we could describe it, which like the medium, oil paint on wood panel. We'll name this Queen Elise. So we have painting, we could select the type. So all of these just amazing things. The date it was created, so 22 month, beginning of July. You could tag it many things, and then under commerce, you know, if you make the website, which we'll talk about in a second, you could say for sale, how much it's for. We'll make this for $10,000 or $1 million. You know, the currency, link to other places, whether it's purchased or not, and just more notes. So this is just an amazing tool, the My Artwork tab, just to organize your artwork, right? And once it's in here, you could use the other things, the website and rooms. So let's go to rooms. Something really cool actually that I did with Canva is that they have a room in here that is my room. Boom, right here. And so we could edit this. This is the view you can see right behind me. We have Victor right here, but we'll delete that. So, you know, again, if you haven't seen what Canva is about, you can have all this custom ability. You know, every room is like this. This just happens to be my couch and my wall back here. You could change the color of these walls, the texture, you know, but obviously we want to add some artwork. So let's see what Queen Elise looks just by herself. You know, it's formatted to the actual size. So this is how big it would be compared to that lamp back there, an 18 by 24 inch panel. So obviously pretty small, but we can add as much artwork as we want. So these are other paintings that I have in my artwork tab. You know, if we want to do something like this and just fool around and figure out what we want to do, you know, it's incredible. It's so amazing. You can see there's drop shadows on it. You could change the texture of everything. It's amazing to see this room. Actually, it's bizarre, but there's hundreds of other rooms, right? 700 plus. Every environment. Let's do a more vertical one because that's a bit more it's a bit better for, you know, social media. This is very simple. Again, I'm gonna look for my purple color, mute it down a little, and you can see it interacts with the shadow. Just amazing. Like, this tool itself is worth so much, and it's so amazing. So we could go like that, and what I could do also is add a frame. Right? Like, let's actually go here to add my print, you know, my Victor print. So this is what it would look like with the 1/2 inch border. And if you wanted to frame it, they have framing options, classic white frame, my personal favorite. You can't go wrong. So that looks nice. I mean, I don't know about this background. This background, I want maybe like just a slate gray, you know, boom. And then we'll go up here and we download this. Super high quality, amazing. And that's great for social media, posting all the artwork. Again, not just social media content on Instagram, which I'm going to post some more probably after this video on Instagram, but for prospective clients, you know, if you're at trade shows or fairs, you could show people how it would look in different environments. You know, it's just a really powerful tool for prints, paintings, you know, even sketches, you know, on your iPad, digital works to throw up on a wall, just to pre-visualization before actually painting something really epic. So that's rooms. All right. My website now, it's very similar to the idea, but, you know, social media, if you want to sell paintings and you want to look professional and you want to brand yourself as, like, a quality fine artist with things you have for sale, regardless of what you're actually painting, just the way to deliver, a sale or deliver someone your artwork that you think is awesome. A website is sometimes better than just having an Instagram page, right? Because Instagram's a little more social. YouTube isn't really a living gallery. It's just it's a bunch of videos. Facebook could be good, but having your own website dedicated just to your art and showcasing your work really professionally, I think is a good play. So, their website is really easy. You could get a domain through Canva, SLEWportfolio.com, which I got. You could brand it all with logos and everything. Add Google Analytics, everything you need for a legit website, right? Obviously, connect your social media. There's different themes, and there's a bunch of different themes coming out, I do believe, which is great for them. These are some examples, super classy, a little more poppy and punchy, classic oil painting, which is beautiful over here, a little more abstract stuff. So you can see the scope. But what you could do through my artwork is through these tabs. So you toggle these things right here. Artwork is not public. You can make it public, and then it's automatically saved to your website. So we'll look at visit site, and boom, there it is right here. And you click on it, and it gives you all the information. I didn't really label this painting that well, but let's go to like maybe this one I labeled. Yep. SLEW Cyclops Yellow, 32 by 42 inches, not for sale. One of my 4 paintings in a series, circa December 12th, 2018, medium acrylic. So it's all labeled, all those things you did before, organizing your paintings, which is just smart to be organized. You just toggle one button, and once you make a domain and website, it just automatically goes there. You can have a bio page. I haven't written much there, but I'm thinking of this tool as just specifically given to people. Maybe if you have a series, maybe you're at a trade show or a fair and you're bringing 7 paintings, you give people this website to look at it more professionally, maybe some other pictures spliced in with the mock-ups that you made with them. Or I'm thinking you have a gallery of your artwork that's for sale. It's not everything you've ever made, but it's the things that are for sale. It's just another place, another portfolio for your artwork to live that's not Instagram, that's not YouTube. And the great thing about Canva is that it's all done within this kind of one tool. It's like one brain that branches out. So it's like very efficient. It makes a lot of sense, and it's super powerful. Like, again, I was blown away when I first used this, well before I became a ambassador for them, a brand ambassador, just at their mock-ups. The technology is amazing, 700 rooms, you'll never run out. It's just great content for social media. It's great content and high quality content for your website to build your awareness around your brand and to market your brand. Like, you should learn how to take photos. You should learn how to maybe take some videos. You just need a smartphone these days, but Canva, lets you apply those things into a really professional product. And I think it's worth every penny. So again, it's 2 months free down in the description below. And I think Canva is amazing for all these reasons. And I would really recommend, if you're a fine artist and have a bunch of paintings and want to take that next step, to test that out. But that's again, that's just a tool. I'm not saying if you don't use Canva, you're not going to be successful. Canva is just an amazing tool to have in your tool belt. And you should have many other things in your tool belt, like photo editing skills. You should learn how to edit photos properly, maybe with Photoshop or Lightroom, other apps. You should maybe learn how to make videos. You should be consistent with these things, making TikToks. You don't need to be a cinematographer. You don't need $1,000 cameras, but there are a bunch of things that add to sort of your brand. And I say your brand, every painter isn't like going to be talking to the camera like me, or be a kind of a social media circus clown, which is good and bad, but you need to develop skills to promote your artwork, whether that's doing time lapses and work in progress shots, or you're creating series and hype around these series, and you're injecting into communities that you like I like to paint fantasy characters. There's a bunch of interesting communities that don't have to do with paint that I can align to, like people who are enthusiasts of fantasy books. Covers of books are really important to fantasy readers. So I've been trying to get into Reddit forums with fantasy readers to show my artwork as possible fantasy book covers, and there's linkage there. So you have to be unique and creative with the communities you want to penetrate, and it's all about being consistent. I feel like I could talk forever, and I don't like to talk generically. I do like to give context. That's why, again, I'm talking about fine artists and me with my fantastical stuff, but it's a big world out there, and again, you have to be serious if you want to kind of like commit to these things as a full-time artist, to really invest time into the marketing and exposing your artwork and branding. If you want to eventually, build a community or make money or sell prints or get random people to see and buy your work. And it takes a really long time, with the help of Canva, it could be a little easier, and other websites and other tools, right, and other platforms. But making art, again, is the most important. Everything else comes after that. But the things that come after that are super important also. And it's just a balance, I don't know what else to say, and I'm ranting, and I'm feeling glossy and sweaty because it's like 100 degrees. It's like 95 degrees in New York City right now for the next 10 days. So we're just in a swamp, a concrete swamp. And if you have questions more about my path and specific journey, things that I did over the course of those 4 years, just leave them in the comments, and I'll try to, answer them, or I'll make another Q&A video answering them. See you in the next video.